Hi everyone, my name's the Literal Donkey and today we are once again back doing another review. So, we've got another little remake here. So, we've reviewed Dream Ether again, but this is a completely different page, it's a completely different game pretty much. It's kind of like the one with the pit. You remember that one? The one where we kind of did not a lot. I didn't really know what we were doing, but that one. Completely different, not got into him, it's got new graphics, it's got new everything by the looks of his platform all of a sudden, so we'll go with that. This is 1 week early, but yeah, let's go with it anyway. Basically I had this game before, yeah, we played it, except it was really bad, in your own words, and I needed to rebuild it into a new game with a platformer retro feel to it. Although you said I needed to rebuild it with a platform retro feel to it. Like you actually had to, physically. Anyway, Dream Ether is a retro roguelike Pac-Man-like there's a lot of words there. Game in which you have to avoid monsters and lead them to a pit whilst living in the paper world collecting paper to get the highest score you can. And breathe. Things added. Player text, one enemy, and lighting. Things to be added. More enemies and better menu stuff. Right. It is in very early development and all I've done is tried to put the basic concept of trying to collect things whilst avoiding monsters. Please not to be too harsh on the game as I haven't put many things into it and there are going to be a few things wrong like the game with enemy collisions. Well, basically I'm not going to be mean in a way, but if there's something wrong I'm going to point it out to you. Basically I'm not going to sit here and say, no, I think you should not do that. I think you should leave that physics book in. I'm going to be completely against physics books. Right, so anyway, let's go. Windows Smart Defender has saved us once again from the nasty people. Right, so we've got a save, we've got a play, and a quit. And the quit button works. Well, that's a rare thing to happen. And once again, Windows Smart Defender, you've saved me again. Right, there we go. We've got this little cute little bouncing around thing, and yeah, we've got this. Yeah, we've got this. Now, personally, I think that the light is moving way too fast. It's flickering way too much. It's kind of weird and shape weird. Also, the jumping is way too fast, in my opinion. There's no variable jumping, but that's not really a massive issue. The animations are pretty cool, to be honest. Right, so we okay. So we have more of an aspect of movement than last time. Last time it was just me standing in a pit. That was pretty much it. This time we've got some things to do. Oh, and there's a thing. So yeah, I get this idea now. I do understand what it was trying to get out the first time. We appear to have an objective. We have to avoid these monsters, but we seem to have to get up to these things. Now the monsters only die once we get inside here. We have to run back to here. It's like our safe zone, if you would, against the bats. Which is pretty cool, I think. Alright. It's a bit of an interesting thing to get because there is no variable jumping, it's hard for me to actually get up to that. Also there's no knockback. You can see there. Also our lives don't appear to be going down, we just appear to have merged and become one with the bats. Now this is a problem here because you see I'm stood still and these bats cannot get me because they're not going to collide with this other bat. Problem. What's the point? It appears that if you stand right in the middle of them, you're all good. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's got those bugs, but it's definitely a change game. It seems quite a simple game, quite a easy game. Yeah, well, not easy necessarily, but almost simplistic to pick up. Reminds me a little bit actually of kind of a mobile game. So with the simplicity of it. But it's a simple platform. There's not much to it, and I wouldn't expect there to be much to it either. Being that it's a simple platform. There's some objective to do, the objective's clear to do, we don't need a tutorial or anything. What's the point? yeah, everything seems relatively alright. If I was to say any kind of improvements, just based not around things, bugs and stuff, I'd say maybe that you can only be inside the cave the pit, if you would, for a certain amount of time. There should be like a cut-off point maybe, and after that point, you're kind of done for. Another thing I'd maybe say is to have these little paper things, you call them, these coin things, to spawn in random place, because as soon as I know the pattern, pretty much there. They seem to be relatively random. I'm not sure if they are entirely random, but they seem to be different. Oh, okay. Also, another thing I may say is just add a high score thing here, so we can see what our high score is and maybe possibly what other people's high scores are. It's a bit complicated to do, but yeah. One thing I would say, maybe those drop the Pac-Man, because in my opinion it's not really like Pac-Man, kind of quite different, but it's definitely a massive improvement on the last one that we played. There's a lot more to do in this one. It's more fun, just as a whole, really. I was enjoying that much more. It's much more engaging than the other one. Things I would say: random places if they're not already. A few little bugs with those bats, that's a bit odd. And maybe have a limited amount of time you can be inside your pit for. Make it a little bit more edge, a little bit of suspense to it. But yeah, overall much better. Definitely liking it more, and the art style's pretty nice as well. And oh yeah, also the lighting needs fixing relatively quickly. It's quite a big issue there. Yeah, but anyway guys, that was my review of Dream Ever, the new and improved version. If you like this video, remember to like, subscribe, and just do what you guys want to do, and I'll talk to you in the next one.